Welcome to the meditation practice. Bring on board a natural inner smile of appreciation as you allow that body freedom into natural balance in recalibration. Prior to moving the body for a few stretches, let's spend a few moments observing the breath. Notice the lower lungs, the mid and upper lungs. Take a moment to allow the lungs to expand and contract far more than you would normally to enhance natural oxygen exchange within. And as you do, note your right and left nostril and become aware as to which nostril perhaps is more dominant than the other. Then close your left nostril and breathe only to the right for a moment. Again, accentuate lung activity, lower, mid and upper. Here you're breathing only via the right side. Upon the completed exhalation, release and breathe only via the left side. Thus you're preparing the body to invite the life essence to move easily through the limbs. Upon the next completed exhalation, release and bring on board another inner smile. Now let's prepare the body for a few gentle stretches. Exhale, and when appropriate, Patrick shall take over.
Raise up, raise your chin up, chin down, to the left, to the right, turn to the left side, over to the right, hands forward and back. Now come back.
Now gently notice your spine, breathe out. And as you breathe in, lengthen the lower, mid and upper back as though you're purposely in your mind visualizing the vertebrae separating, encouraging the disc between to hydrate, thus creating greater spinal balance and stability. Now, as natural as possible, return your breathing back to a simple rhythm. Firstly, turn your palms upwards. Now for a moment, imagine that you're choosing to allow the divine essence to permeate through the entire body as the life force flows within you and through the palms. As though in each palm you can sense a ball of energy gradually expanding. You're now simply watching the life essence within, and perhaps, if appropriate, use visualization and imagination and sense the life force flowing through you. And perhaps you may now begin to feel within the palms a life force that is generating momentum. Now notice one hand that you may consider as the dominant hand for you. Be it the right or the left, whichever you feel dominant. Keeping that palm up, turn the opposite palm downwards, thus one is facing the floor and the other is facing upwards. Now imagine that you're purposely calibrating the positive and negative currents to your advantage. You may feel one palm feeling warmer than the other. And when appropriate, change palms, meaning the one that was facing up turns down the way and one that's facing down turns up. And compare the difference between the right and the left. Again, you may sense one palm becoming warmer whilst the other becoming cooler. Now gently raise both palms at heart level upwards. Turn the palms forward And imagine from your torso, you're pushing away from you all discomfort, stresses, and negativity. Push it out. Sweep the palms up. Imagine you're capturing the life essence from the planet and you're moving it to your belly. Picking up from the floor to your belly. Now move it up to your heart and push down the body towards the floor, anchoring that body. And again, pull it up into your heart. Now push any discomfort away from you. Push the palm away from your heart, reaching towards upwards, ceiling. Circle the palms again downwards. Imagine you're drawing the life current up from the planet Earth, up into your torso. Then from your heart, push it down, grounding that body. Again, draw it up. Any discomfort or limitation still exists, push it forward, away from you. Sweep it up and to the floor behind. Now look up to the ceiling. Pull the shoulder blades towards each other as though your heart now is open to the divine light of full illumination. Return your palms forward, interlace. Round the back and feel the balance that finds you. Release your palms and gently we shall sway from left to right. Sway from left to right. And in a moment, at a pace that suits you, move into a clockwise circling motion, meaning from one left, right, circling. Gently, do not force as though you are choosing to allow this life essence to flow along your spine in a spiraling motion. And when you feel that you are comfortable to reverse, slow it down and change direction. We're not forcing, we're simply noticing the difference between the right and left side, the positive and negative currents, and so on. And once you feel you've worked evenly, slow it down for a moment. Gently, again, turn the palms towards the heart. Turn your dominant palm forward and push. And move the opposite hand towards your navel. Raise your dominant hand to ceiling, the opposite hand towards the floor. And begin a spiral effect, meaning the hand shall sweep down, the other sweep up. And bring them both back towards your heart into a gentle prayer position for a moment. Allow only the 10 fingertips to touch. Bend the palms until you feel as though there's a ball within your palms. You may feel a slight tingling in the palms. Then gently place one hand upon your heart and one towards your navel. You shall find one palm more suited for the heart than the other. Now as the palms are connected to the body, notice a gentle life essence that is exuding through the palms and throughout this body. Imagine your physical body as translucent. Never underestimate the power of visualization. You're watching inwardly as though the body is translucent, and in turn this life essence from the right and left palm is charging this entire vehicle, the subtle anatomy, into perfect balance and equilibrium. Imagine this life essence permeating deep into your cellular levels, meaning if there's any part within the physical body that needs balancing, this is a perfect opportunity to send your direction towards that part in rejuvenation. But if you feel the body is balanced already, let this life force permeate evenly throughout the entire body. Or perhaps in your mind you may feel there's some stress or discomforts in thoughts that are lingering. Use this energy now to clear those discomforts in the trust that divine intelligence is at your disposal in clarification and rejuvenation. Our objective here is not just to waste time, but to rather use this time to advantage. To advantage. Comfortably. To advantage. To advantage. Now notice your kidney region. When appropriate, move your palms back towards your kidneys and feel the kidneys with your palms. You shall feel warmth moving from your palms to the kidney region now. Remember, the objective here is to prepare the body, thereby you can find improved access to the divine life essence that is flooding this entire universe, of which you have complete access to as you attune yourself to Mother Nature. Your palms around the kidney region, right and left side. Comfortably. In a moment, both palms shall flow towards the belly, slightly beneath the ribs. Ready? Move both palms there. And so now you're mirroring the palms that were there before across the kidney region. Feeling the life force. Remember, there are numerous practices and techniques. Our objective in time is to find coherence within all the sequences that is appropriate for our individual incarnations. You should feel warmth moving from the palms through that entire body. Feel the warmth exuding from the palms through that entire body. Now notice the tip of your tongue and lift it up against the palate gently. You're touching the palate in a position that's comfortable for you with the tip of your tongue. You're not forcing. You're curling your tongue upward, resting against the palate. Now notice the back of your skull towards the neck region, but towards the base of the skull where the first vertebra resides. Use your dominant palm and place it there. Now notice your sacrum and tailbone. Sweep the opposite hand back and cup your sacrum region. Now you should again feel a warmth moving from the palms along the spinal cord region. Take a moment, use visualization. The palms are simply assisting the life essence as it moves through the body. In a moment we shall change palms, meaning the palm behind the neck shall move towards the sacrum, the palm towards the sacrum shall move behind the neck. So change palms, compare the difference. We are aiming to find perfect balance for our individual state of being. Even though we may seem as though we are similar to others on the planet Earth, each of us is unique in our own nature. Here we are choosing to find balance within our synchronicity of entrainment. And once you feel that you've worked evenly, we shall return one palm to the heart as you had previously and the other one towards the navel. When suited, adjust the palms. Now relax those shoulders and keep the palms gently resting upon the body. If this is too uncomfortable at any time, then adjust the palms. Otherwise, let's keep it there. The tip of the tongue is gently resting against the palate. Now notice the base of the spine mentally. Notice the muscles there, perineal region. Now imagine each time you are breathing out, you're purposely choosing to tighten the muscles at the base of the spine. So practice this for a moment. Each time you breathe out, you're tightening the muscles at the base of the spine, perineal region. And each time you breathe in, you're relaxing those muscles. Take a moment. You're simply breathing in and out. Each exhalation, you're tightening the perineal region. Each exhalation, you're simply tightening the perineal region. There are different names to these practices, but the objective here is to simply refine our personal interactions with the practice to simplify the connection. Work 3 more times with the contraction of perineum and then relax the perineum. The tip of the tongue still remains against the palate. The physical eyes are looking slightly up towards the forehead. As earlier, imagine the body is translucent. Now imagine that the essence of your nature exuding throughout this entire body and beyond this physical body, creating a life force around this body like a cocoon of energy radiance that's flowing and flooding your entire being. And as you practice, imagine this becoming brighter through the rest of this practice. You're purposely choosing to connect to the higher state of mind entrainment. Purposely now. As you visualize, so shall one influence. You're utilizing visualization to enhance the mind-body connection. If at any time you sense that you need to adjust. But there will come a time in your normal practice where the body shall find great comfort by simply holding the position. Now imagine that at this precise moment, your energy body is far more animated than perhaps it was a moment ago. And due to this, your inner eye begins to sense around you life essences of divine qualities. Life essences of divine qualities. And imagine during this practice that you're choosing to allow yourself to interact together, enhance knowledge of your life's purpose in inner stillness. And in turn, you pose the question to the self, who am I? Who am I? But if you prefer to refine the words, then simply watch yourself breathe in and mentally recite to yourself the sound so, and as you breathe out, recite the sound hum, so hum. Thus you have two options. One, you're simply replicating who am I, the other so hum. They both have the same objective. One is simply the sound of the breath flowing in and out. Thus the mind shall no longer need to feel distracted by the meaning of the orated words. But if you prefer to replicate who am I, then choose that as your point of objective. Go within. And if you find yourself drifting, bring it back to the objective. You are choosing to be in the company of refined life essences of divine influence in positive entrainment, and thus take advantage of this communication in communion. Take advantage of this moment of divine communication as we each in turn support each other in raising the frequency of the metronome of the mind. Who am I? So on the in-breath, hum on the out-breath. And in the smile continues to add refinement in foundation. Thus, the moment you step out of the human construct in association, you shall find yourself awakening to a higher realization and understanding. It's as if you're choosing to wake up from the slumber of the human construct in association to your purer nature in experience and expandedness. Recognize that you have full support by simply taking this opportunity to interact with this practice in this meditation. We are each supporting each other. Thus, like a metronome in support, we are each moving into a natural rhythm of synchronicity. Whatever you replicate becomes instinctively ingrained in habit replication. The objective in human existence is to extend one's understanding of the greater self in all of its variables. And thus, whether you are practicing daily for a minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, you are creating a refined connection to further expanded understanding of your divine nature. You will work out what is appropriate for you in relation to the length of the practice. But together, the objectives of these group meditations is to add support to each other. Find inspiration within yourself. So hum, who am I? That inner smile naturally reflects through your entire physical vehicle of expression. Sense the refined light essence that is permeating within you and around you as you allow yourself this divine connection in communion. Thus, whatever the year has installed for you, you shall access the best variables in outcomes for your natural state of awakening and understanding. Continue to sense the mind refined due to this life essence and expanded resonance of exchange. The practice is effortless, for whatever you replicate becomes instinctive and natural. So hum, who am I? And as always, give thanks and appreciation to your divine nature as it continues to bring enhanced clarity to your routine by your purposeful focus in objectives, in seeking clarity in self, perpetual motion in awakening. Soham, who am I? Now imagine in your mind you're seeing yourself already achieving all the objectives as each day supports the future days and all the collective days of existence. Now deepen your breath and awaken those 10 fingers and gently move your palms effortlessly into prayer position and self-gratitude in communion. Move your palms to your eyes, ears, head, nose, mouth and torso. Then shake the hands as though you are ridding from you any excess limitations that may have still lingered. You no longer need them as you're choosing to set yourself free. Then turn your palms upwards for a moment as they rest upon the back of the knees and imagine the divine sun light radiating with pure brightness through the forehead region and beaming through your entire being. And until our next interaction in the practice of your choosing, may your life be filled with divine love and self-illumination and awakening. Hari Om Tat Sat.